Today we're going to talk about someone you've never heard of before. Hey everybody, welcome back to Why Should I Read That? I'm John. This is episode 18. Today is the book Bringing Out the Best in People by Dr. Alan Loy McGinnis. Dr. McGinnis was a Christian psychologist in the 1900s talking about motivation. There's 12 principles in here to bring people up to the next level, to help them excel, which is a great goal for anyone, whether you feel like you are currently a motivator or not. On page 16, he writes, "Motivators are not born, they are made. And almost always, they are self-made." That was a great encouragement to me because I did not necessarily call myself a motivator or think of myself as one growing up, for sure. And it's something that I definitely want to be building into myself, and I encourage you guys to be building into yourselves as well. I only have time to get into a couple of the principles out of the 12 in this book. We'll share a few stories, but just believe me, there are so many more, from characters in the Bible to people like Rick DeVos in Grand Rapids, Michigan in the 1980s. So this book, written around 84, something like that, I don't remember exactly, but we're going to talk about this person that you've never heard of before, right? So John Erskine. Who is John Erskine, right? John-Erskine. John Erskine. Go ahead, Google him. He's not the first result, though. The first result is John Erskine, the hockey player. This John Erskine was actually a college professor, and he was called the greatest teacher in the world by President Dwight D. Eisenhower. So Dwight Eisenhower was actually the president of Columbia University for a while. And when asked, who is your best teacher that you've ever worked with or known, he said John Erskine. Why did he say John Erskine? John Erskine, as the professor of English, would go to his students and tell them that the best art had yet to be drawn. The best music was still to be composed. The best books had yet to be written. The best governments had yet to be formed. And that you are the generation that will be able to do it. I get chills every time I go through that because it's so inspiring. Isn't it great? It's such a lofty thought that being able to draw on all of the centuries of human accomplishment, but being able to go beyond that. And that's the first principle in this book, expecting the best of people. And most people perform up to or down to what we expect of them, don't they? That's right. So, number 2, we'll jump right into it. Again, I want to go quick for you guys. Number 2, Frank Bettger. You might be thinking, well, who the heck is Frank Bettger? I thought there was only going to be one guy I'd never heard of. Well, if you've been watching for a while, episode 2, we did How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling, the book by Frank Bettger. Frank Bettger is he's actually Dr. McGinnis talks about him in chapter 2 of the book, or principle 2 of the book, and he says Bettger went from being an utter failure at selling life insurance at age 29. He spent 10 months, couldn't sell a lick, and then by age 41, he'd become so successful selling the exact same life insurance that he was able to retire. So what changed? Bettger went from simply delivering a sales pitch to learning about people's lives, understanding what it was that motivated them, and then designing his talks in a way that helped those people get what they already wanted. So that's the second principle, being able to understand and know people well and jump on their bandwagons. Harry Truman said it in a funny way. He said the best way to advise your children is to find out what they want to do and then advise them to do it. So the third thing is being motivated yourself. And it's actually the last principle in the book. So we don't have a time to get into all the different practices and applications of being motivated yourself. But you have to take time to do this. And there's 3 ways that you can build it into your life. And one that we talked about a couple weeks ago in the series that I'll talk about in a minute. So first one, reading. Read something every day that's uplifting, encouraging. Number 2, listen to things that are, more impactful than the top 40. That one deserves a wink as well. And the third thing is associating. Find those people in your life that are uplifting, that are positive, that bring you to your fullest potential. Spend time with those people. The last thing that I want to talk about, the book actually recommends keeping a journal, and I'm not much one for journaling, but I did say, and I told everyone out here in YouTube and Facebook land, that I was going to start writing down 3 things every day that I was thankful for when we did Attitude is Everything by Jeff Keller. That's this journal right here. Been doing it, haven't missed a day yet, and it's great. I just read them all yesterday, and it's so fantastic to just put yourself in that headspace first thing in the morning. So I encourage you guys to try that habit out because it's been so impactful for me. So I'll leave you with this one, this quote from Zig Ziglar about motivation. He says, "Motivation is like a shower. You don't need it every day, but if you don't have it, people are going to start talking." There's the third wink for you guys. I'll catch you next week for episode 19. Tune in again. I'll see you then.